Definitely having some technical difficulties.
Hi,
Hello, hello, hello.
how are you doing, Sugarfoot?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Sorry, I'm just trying to charge my phone at the same time. No, for real. What y'all give me that for? You're gonna make my head hurt. I can't. That's not gonna do anything for it. I'll just use this.
Connecting.
Yeah. Wait. Let's back this up. Much better.
Oh, the whole thing on that thing is not even connected. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
You're getting
So,
better at this. I can see.
huh?
I said you're getting better at this. Like I could
Of
see.
course. A lot of practice. Of course. Okay, welcome. Hi everyone. This is Brooklyn. As you know, nobody knows who Brooklyn is. I'm sure we're going to get into that, but she is one of the number one female hosts in the city. She advocates a lot for gun violence. She is the founder of Dear Black Man, a host of We TV, I believe.
Yeah.
So we're just going to get into it. We have a lot to talk about today. Today is Let's Talk. As usual, we have this every 2 weeks with DevelopMe Youth, where we talk about various topics. Yeah, every other week. Every other week we have this where we talk about various topics. We see that there's a lot going on within the city, and we want to talk about certain things in regards to the city. So let's go. Introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody, darling. My name is Brooklyn. She gave a great introduction. I'm also, besides a host, I'm an actress, choreographer, a community activist as well. I'm very heavy in the streets when it comes to my community and stuff like that. And I'm for the youth, by the youth. And I also was part of DevelopMe Youth as well with development. So that was an amazing experience as well. So I enjoyed that. But I want to be I feel like the reason I'm here is to be the voice of the young people, and that's what I'm doing. I'm using what God gave me to help others, so that's what I want to do. And anyway, I can.
So tell us a little bit more about your background, right? When you talk about you being the voice of the youth, what does that mean for you?
Speaking up, because there's a lot of youth that are out here, not only youth, but are, we're still considered youth, but adults and younger people that don't feel like they don't have a voice. I'm going to be that voice when people are afraid to say certain things. I'm that person that goes out there and says what I feel, how, with no filter and stuff like that, and just basically advocate for us, because at the end of the day, it's like I feel like, because we've come from certain areas, people don't take us seriously, or they don't want to listen to what our problems, things of that nature. So I'm there to be that girl that stands in the forefront and be like, no, you're going to sit down, you're going to listen, and this is what we need. So that's why.
I know what you mean when you say you have no filter, because I've heard you talk. So I know what you mean when you had no filter. So that's how I want you to be today in regards to so much that's going on within the city. I believe about 3 weeks ago you posted a really informative video when you were talking about the politician within the city. There's a lot of violence going on, right? Especially gun violence, and also black on black crime, right? It's not just the police and all of that against black people. At the end of the day, there's black on black crime, and you were talking about the politician and how they're saying that we should give them the solutions on what they should do, but yet still they're really not doing anything for our community. You want to touch a little bit more on that?
Yeah, for instance, I went to Falstaff Communities. I used to work at Falstaff Community Center. Shout out to Falstaff Community Center and Patrick Shaw and everybody that's there.
SistersKeepers, Brother Keepers.
SistersKeepers, of course. They're doing amazing with the young women and stuff, and I see you guys doing a lot for the community as well. When I used to work at Falstaff, there was a lot of incidents where, there was a lot of gun violence that happened in around, and people would come and staff were affected by it, and so on and so forth. And it was like, they would come, like I felt like the media always portrayed our communities to be negative, even though we who's been in our communities know that it's not always negative, but they paint that picture for everybody that all these areas are so negative. So I went to a meeting with at Falstaff with the chief, the police chief at the time before he retired, and I went on the mic and I basically let them know, listen, at the end of the day, all you guys do is whenever there's somebody gets shot or somebody gets killed, you guys pull up, you guys put police there for about 2 weeks, then you guys take them out. It's like a regular thing over and over. You understand what I mean? And to me, it's like, you guys talk but don't walk the walk. What are we paying you for? What is the taxpayers paying these extra dollars for protection and things of that nature? We're not being protected. Our kids, like a lot of these parents stuff are afraid to even send their kids outside. Like, you understand what I mean? They're killing innocent people. They're killing kids now. They're killing mothers. They don't care who it is. And it's like, I feel like at the end of the day, we pay you guys to do your job. You understand? And you guys are not doing that. And then I felt like when it came to the politicians, a lot of them, you know how it is. Like, come on, man. How they used to knock on your door and try to give you the pamphlet of all the lies that they would do. Oh, yeah, we're going to be here for the community. We're going to help the youth. Their number one thing is the youth, because they know they get more money for that, for the youth. You understand what I mean? And it's like, once you guys get our vote, you guys don't show up. Right now, all the violence that's going on in our city, where are any of the politicians? I'm still waiting for somebody to tell me where a politician is present when we actually desperately need you guys. You guys are nowhere to be found. You understand what I mean? So to me, it was like, this is the reason why young people like ourselves don't vote. Because it's like, what is the point of that? For you guys to continue to lie to us? There's no change happening. So, in that video, I was just saying, you know what? Let's not wait for the police to do something. Let's not wait for the politicians. It's our job to take care of our community and ourselves, because at the end of the day, it's not the police killing each other. It's not the police killing us. You understand what I mean? It's not the politicians killing us. It's we're killing us. So until we can fix this amongst ourselves, we can't expect people to come in and clean up what we did. Like, you understand what I mean? Because they're not. They don't care about us. We're just numbers to these people, for them to get grants and all these type of things. And organizations like yourself, they make it so hard for you guys to get $1. You understand? And even though you guys are like really hands-on, you guys have to go through so much just to even get $1,000.
Yep.
And you have these politicians who are lying to people that don't do shit, don't even know none of the youth or anybody in the neighborhood, but they're giving them thousands of dollars to invest in the community that they're not doing. So that's the problem. And people like myself is speaking out to let them know, stop giving these politicians money, invest in actual organizations that are actually here, that are run by the youth and are for the youth.
You're right. Well, this is what DevelopMe Youth is all about, right? As you know, like you mentioned, you were with us for a period of time, but you did mention just now that we have to make that change. And that's something that I've been talking about, and DevelopMe Youth has been bringing that, there's so much talks. Like, all we keep doing is talking about change. All we keep doing is, going, like, say for instance, the gun violence happened, then we have this outpour of everyone coming together, doing all these great things, but then after a while it dies down, so nothing sticks, nothing changes, right? So with what you just said, you're saying we all have to come together to make these changes. How are we going to come together to make these changes? What perspective do you have to say that we can do that?
We can do it. It's about people. First off, people need to let their egos go. First off, you understand? Because there's organizations out here that's been around for years, and they think that they know everything. They don't want to deal with the little, as they call them, the little people. They don't want to deal with the new organizations coming up.
The new grassroots organizations.
Yeah, they don't want to reach out and help. You understand what I mean? Like, we just need to stop being afraid. Our communities, what it is people are afraid to step up and stand up and say, listen, enough is enough. We're done. Like, what are we gonna do? Like, we as a community, what are we gonna do? Take the community leaders from each spot and bring them together. That's the first step, is to take the community leaders that are in these areas and bring them to the table first. Address the issues with those people. And once you do that, then you guys can formulate a plan to say, okay, how are we going to implement? Because everybody has to remember that not every area is the same. So whatever you're bringing in Jane and Finch, you can't bring to Chicheway. Whatever you bring to Chicheway, you can't bring to Regent Park. Everybody is different. So, but at the same time, we're all different, but we're still the same, because we all still deal with the same traumas, still same gun violence, all of that we all still deal with as a collective. So we do have something in common. So that's the first step. Then the next step is to get the youth involved. We as a whole, as grown people, need to get ourselves together before we bring the youth in. If we're not organized, you can't bring the youth in.
Can't bring them in.
You understand what I mean?
Yeah.
We get that organized, then each community would be able to say, hey, I know a young lady in Regent Park that's very good. She's for, she's about change, all these type of things. And that's what we need. Then we take those youth and we implement them now into that. So now we have a cluster of people who are on the same exact page. And I mean, same page, not one person over there, one person over there, one person. We're on the same page with the same agenda. Put everybody together. And once you do that, we can't be stopped. We can't. It's too much of us.
But what you said, everyone is different, but then experiencing the same thing, right? How do we get everyone from the leaders from those different areas in the same room? Because that in itself is hard. Because everyone has a different perspective, and they're trying, like, we're being realistic here. There's a war. There's certain wars in certain areas against certain different neighborhoods, right? So how do we even get the leaders to sit down at a table knowing that this is happening amongst our youth to find a solution that works for everyone in different areas? Because even right now, when you look at it, you have, say, workers from Jane and Finch working in Falstaff area, right? In Falstaff area, where they may not even understand the neighborhood, like the workers that are actually in that neighborhood, the leaders that are actually in that neighborhood, right? So how do we even get them around the table? DJ Tyrone Kid said, fam, they're killing themselves over hip hop beef, kiss teeth.
Before I get into that, Tyrone, I understand exactly what you're talking about, but a lot of it's called hood politics. That's what it is. It's these younger cats are taking on issues that they're either their older siblings, beef and stuff like that. That's what's happening. A lot of these kids, if you ask them, why can't you go to Regent Park? They can't tell you. I don't have no problem, but because they feel because Jada Finch may be beefing with Regent Park, they automatically feel like they can't go. Everybody just puts themselves in that, everyone just feels like, okay, because you know what I mean? You're not a gunman. You know what I look at it, I tell them, I said, bro, you're not a gunman. You don't walk around, you're not that type of person. Every hood is the same. When you walk into a hood, you get approached based on how your actions are. If you come into the hood, come in with that aura, then mans are gonna check you and say, yo, dog, where are you from? Who are you? It's common sense. You understand? But if you come in mellow, chill, you're coming there to probably see family or do whatever, no one's not gonna bother you. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
So Tyrone, it's hood politics, and a lot of these kids don't understand it, and they don't have guidance, and they don't have the right people around them. And let's be honest, a lot of these older men are the ones that are giving these kids the guns and telling them to do stuff, because a lot of these youths out here, you have to understand, they're 16, 17. So if they go to jail for about 4 to 5 years, they can come out
to them,
and they still can live their life. These grown ass men out here, once they go into, if they're 30, 40, and they have to spend 10 years in jail, by the time they come out, it's done. Everything's done. So that's why they feel like with these youth, they can give them guns and drugs and, yo, go handle that, go handle that, go handle that. Because if they go to jail, they're going to take that bid for 5 years. You come out, you're like, what, 25? You still have...
But I don't believe all of those youth want to take that bid for 5 years, though. Not all of them are going to these older men to say, hey, give me a gun to walk with. Most of them are actually just looking for someone to, look up to, or to steer them in the right direction.
That's a fact.
If you have a older man in the hood, and they're giving you a little change to say, yo, go to school or go buy something to eat, you're gonna look at that man to steer you in the right way, right? But then it leads to, okay, you holding this for me, you doing this for me. So now it's all about respect. I want this man to respect me. So now I'm gonna hold things for him. I'm gonna start doing things for him. I believe that a lot of these youth, they don't want to be in that predicament and doing the things that they're caught up in. They want that leader, like we spoke about earlier, to stir them into a different direction. But it's unfortunate that they don't, right?
Yeah.
Like you mentioned earlier, there's a lot of elders within organization that's doing things that are stuck in their old ways. They're stuck in the past. There's no moving forward and leading in the right direction, which is of 2020, where these youth are living, right? The social media life, doing all those things. You got some good points, right?
Everybody's doing it right now for the likes and everyone's doing it for the likes and stuff like that, and for the clout and stuff like that. And I said it in one of my rants, and I said, listen, man, at the end of the day, you youth are out here talking all this stuff in your music, talking about, a lot of these youths are not even about that life. Let's keep it a buck. They're not about that life. Some of them have never done
they're not.
Sold drugs, never been to jail. But when they're trying to come across in their music, instead of them wording it in a way where they could say, okay, my homie or somebody or whatever, they word it to make it seem like they did it. So now it's like you're bringing that negative energy to yourself. So now you're talking about, oh, I pulled up on the ops block and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so to you, you may have used that as a rhyme for something to rhyme with something else, but to somebody else who has beef with you, they're gonna look deeper into that and be like, oh, okay, all right, you pulled up on the ops block, all right, copy. You understand what I mean? The youth nowadays, they're just a different breed of species. Like with our generation, at least we thought before we actually reacted. These kids, they react first, then they think about it.
But if you're saying that, doesn't that mean that they're saying that they're about that life? They're about like Glo said, 25, doing 25, that they're really about that life. They're trying to
that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. A lot of them are capping because they're not about that. Like even my cousin Hood Baby TK, he's a rapper, right? And he makes me listen to his music, and I tell him all the time, he's right here, he can vouch. Like I tell him, I'm like, I'll tell him, you're dope. Like I like your music, I love your music, but take that part out. Like he'll be saying something crazy and I'll be like, yo, we're not doing that, take that out. And he'll listen to me because he knows that's not what we're trying to portray here. You understand? That's not what our family's about. Don't try to make it seem like that. You're gonna be walking with your head back wide open. You never know. Like nowadays people take things way out of context, so you got to be very mindful of what you say and how you say it.
I think that's the biggest thing with this generation now. Anything, these kids are about to snap and just ready to pull off on you. DJ Tyrone said, how can a child who can't afford a TTC pass own guns and bullets?
Well, once again, if you have brothers or if you're around mandem, you have to understand that a lot of these youth as well don't have male influences in their life. Some of them are growing up in single mother homes, right? And when it comes to certain things, as a mother, I'm not a mother, but you're a mother. You have a son and you have a daughter, right? So there's certain things that you can instill into your son, but your husband, there's certain things that, he's going to have to teach him as a man growing up. There's things that women, we can't teach these guys. You need that man figure, especially when it comes to discipline and things of that nature. There's men, like grown men, need to take some of these youths under their wings. But when I talk to a lot of these grown men, you know what their first reaction is? Yo, they don't want to listen, bro. Brooklyn, I'm tired of talk. You don't talk to them. I don't want to talk to them because they're not going to listen. How do you know if you don't try, bro?
No, but I do believe that some of them has tried, right? If we're being realistic, there's some of them has tried to talk to them, but there's something going on. And what that is, who knows? But we can't sit here and say, yo, the older man them are on the road and they're not talking to these youth and they're not trying to instill certain things to them. They are trying to instill certain things. There are mentors out there.
No,
say,
hold on.
Lead.
Hold on a second. Tyrone, I'm not saying that the mothers are worthless. I'm not saying that, because there are mothers out here.
There's mothers out here that's stronger than males. And that's growing their sons strong and building them up like they...
No, all I'm saying is that there's certain things that a male You understand what I mean? I don't know how to explain.
No, I understand
you
what
get what
you're
I mean?
saying.
Like there's
I
certain
understand
things
what you're
that,
saying. You can have a
yeah,
strong female and she can
yeah,
grow her son up in a way that she wants to grow her son. But realistically, in this world, a male does need another male as a guy
yeah,
to look up to show them the way. Necessarily, it's best if it's a father, but even to have a male figure
a
in that
male
child's
figure.
life
Yeah,
that can show them goodness and show them, compassion and show them to walk a certain road instead of walking the other way that even they and the experience that they had. I
yeah.
understand that. There's a difference. They say that kids don't care, but I know some of them did try to talk to them and I feel like they get discouraged. I agree, Glows. The thing is that it people don't understand, like, say for instance, we're talking about men and how they talk to younger boys, right? We're talking about men and how they talk to younger boys. You have to figure
Yeah.
out how to talk to these kids in this generation. Some of them, yo, me don't know what wrong with them boy and them little pitney and da, 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 da. You can't talk to these kids like that. They're not gonna listen to you. They block
Yeah.
you out once you start talking to them like that. You have to know how to talk to them. You have to know what's going on around them right now in their generation and what they're into. My mom raised 5 children by herself.
No, I
In
listen,
Jamaica.
listen, listen, bro. Moms there, I I know here doing their thing, busting their ass, and their sons are magnificent. You understand what I mean? But like with these youth, like you have to teach that from their younger. You can't wait till these kids are 14, 15, 16 to try to end. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, you see, when we're younger, like Tyrone, you're saying that your mom raised 5 of you. She raised 5 of you guys from you were born, and she taught you guys morals, respect, all these type of things. A lot of these kids were not taught that. If you talk to some of the youth, the way that they're disrespectful, it's like looking at them like, bro, like,
But Brooklyn, a lot of these youth though can be taught that and still end up in the streets.
yeah,
So there's a flip side to it where 16-year-old right now, 18-year-old, they can change. They can make a difference. Because even
yeah,
if we're talking about us back in the days, we used to do some stuff, but that doesn't mean that right now, the way how the world is going, we're gonna go and do the same stuff we were doing back in the days,
yeah.
right?
That's a
So
fact.
I feel like it's a balance, and you have to know. I feel like they just need some type of
It's
guidance.
just
They
it's guidance.
they
It's one
need
of the
some
things.
type, and they have to want it. I think it's all
Oh,
about knowing yourself. A lot of these youth don't know who they are as individual, and they're trying to find themselves by experimenting and doing all these things and getting caught up. They don't know themselves, and some of them don't even know what's right or what's wrong because they're trying to fit into a world that doesn't even seem like it's a world. They're probably not even happy in their own household. Some of them are probably happy in their household, but they're not experiencing certain things, so they want to come out of the household and go experience certain things. So
yeah.
there's just different ways when it comes to these things. This is what I'm saying. How do we as leaders even come around the table to say, yo, we're gonna help these youth? How can we help these youth when we don't even know how to understand them and what's going on with them?
Okay, you know what I did when I first started to work with these. You know what I do in every program. If I don't know these kids, what I do is I look like a youth. I dress up like them, and I sit down in there. I sit down like I used to sit down in like workshops that I used to do for the city. I used to sit down when they used to have me do workshops and stuff with the youth, and I used to just vibe out, talk, and then they would turn around and be like, yo, where's the counselor? Like, how come she's not here yet? Blah, blah, blah. Or why they're not here yet? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm about to leave. And I would jump up and I would say, it's me. They're like, you're a counselor? And it's like, yeah. And it was one of those things where before I even introduced myself as an adult, I spoke to them on that level where me and them had that bond from I walked in. I greeted them. I didn't make it seem like I was up here and they were down here. You're the youth and I'm the adult type stuff. I made it seem like, okay, boom, I'm just like you. I went through probably a lot more than you have ever. I can connect with you because I live in the hood just like you do. What I feel like when the youth feel like they can connect with you on that level, they respect you on that level, it's easier for you to approach them. You understand?
Yeah, you're right.
And when you come in, my advice to everybody that's working with you, don't come in as you're up here and they're there, because it's not going to work like that. It's really not going to work like that. You have to build that trust, that respect, because right now respect is not, it's not given, it's earned, regardless of the situation.
But there's a balance though, right?
No, I know there's a balance, but at the same time, at the same time, you're still letting them know I'm the adult. Yeah. But I'm not gonna talk down to them like you understand, because you guys have to understand, when they go to school, they're being told what to do, how to do it, when they're supposed to do it. They go home, they're told the same thing. Now you have to understand, when they come to community centers and programs like yourself, they're coming to unwind. Not for somebody to dictate to them, to tell them, oh, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong. No, they need somebody to be able to chill, lay back. Okay, how was your day? Sometimes that's all a youth needs. Yo, how was your day today? How was school? What did you do? They don't even get that. A lot of people fail to understand. A lot of these kids, the reason why they act the way they act is because they're going through so much trauma, and their mental health is not, their mental health is, they're not there. A lot of these kids have seen people get killed, have had people killed, have witnessed murders, all these type of stuff. And you know what happens after they're done? Say for instance, after somebody dies, what do their parents do? You have to go to school tomorrow. They don't take
there's
that.
No outlet to express
you understand
emotions.
What I mean? They don't. Yeah, and the next thing is that some parents, I'm not saying all, some parents are really not educated to the point where they don't know how to assist their child when it comes to grieving, because they're probably grieving themselves. You understand? Yeah. So they feel like sending them to school right after their friend got killed, or right after somebody they know got murdered, or whatever the case may be, is the best thing to do to keep them away. But that's not the best thing to do, because these kids are hurting and they're building all that built up anger, frustration. What do you think they're gonna do? Yeah. Now they're frustrated. It's not that these kids are bad, it's just that they've been through so much, whether it's inside the household, outside the household, at school, at community centers. It's crazy. So they just need that person that they can sit down and vibe with, and know that, yo, I trust you enough to sit down and talk to you, because you can relate to me. I'm not a Becky.
That bond.
You understand what I mean? I'm not a Becky. I look just like them. Once you look just like them, it's easier for them to connect with you. Trust me, it helps. Everybody's different. Everybody's way is different, but my way is like that. You understand what I mean? And I build that trust, and I show them. At the end of the day, I'm still a grown-ass woman, but at the end of the day, I can still vibe with you. Sometimes you have to talk their lingo too. Like, those big words don't really work with them. So just an FYI.
I mean, they work for me.
No, for you, I'm just.
They work with them for me. I use big words with them for me, but I do agree.
I'm just saying, some of them will catch you and be like, girl.
I do agree. It has to be the trust and the comfort level. You have to be able to give them an outlet as an individual to say, you know what, and also show them. You can't just say you can trust me, because at the end of the day, these youth are looking like, what makes you different from all these others that's come along, that say they're gonna help me, that say they're gonna make me be different, or help me to get to a different place. What makes you different? And that's the hardest part, trying to prove to these youth what makes you different, right? But that trust piece is what's important. I know Glow said, sorry, she said sometimes it's also family influence too. There's so many factors. We have to work as a team and target these issues. I agree. There's so many factors. Like,
I was just talking to Louis the other day, and Louis was like, I told him the other day that I'm doing a video. It's like a tribute. It's not really a tribute video. It's basically for people that's been affected by any sort of violence or things of that nature. Like, just have people coming and telling their story and things of that nature. So I'm gonna get a couple youth that has been through trauma and stuff like that, some moms, some fathers, and put it together like a small little documentary thing, and put it out and do that. And I told him that we need to do something. Like, there's no ifs or buts about that. Like, we got to do something. Like, I go on my live, when I go on my thing and I rant, people love that stuff, and it's just like, you guys love it, and some of you guys are sharing it, but what you guys are doing to contribute to what I'm doing. It's great that you guys are saying, oh, Brooklyn, you're doing a great job, but I can't do this by myself. I'm not speaking just to speak. I'm speaking so you guys can hear me, so that you guys can also assist as well. You understand what I mean? And it's just like, we just need to
but I think
come together.
I think that's one of the problems when we talk about collaboration and networking, right? It's like, okay, we want the help, but we're not asking for the help, or we're pinpointing only certain individual or certain areas, certain, organizations to help, right? When we're saying, okay, we have to come together. This is why I asked you, how do we get everyone to that table, right? If you're doing something like that, and you want everyone to get at the table to make that change, because what you're doing is great. We talked about it. At the end of the day, when it comes to trauma, any type of violence, it's all about expressing their emotions, helping to express their emotion. That helps with your mental health, right? Instead of blocking it and locking it away and saying, oh, I'm going to go do this, I'm going to go commit a crime, I'm going to go pick up a gun, I'm going to go do, you understand what I'm saying? Being able to find a different outlet, how to express that, that's what's helping these youth. But there's no way to do that, because we're not taking the time out for them to express themselves. We're not taking the time out to give them, like you said, that voice to talk up and say, you know what? This has happened in my community. It's damaging. It's not only hurting me, but it's hurting my younger sibling. It's hurting my this. It's hurting my that. And we need to make a change. What can we do? Can we stand together? Can we unite? Why do we only stand together and unite when there's police brutality, or when we hear another Black person dies by, a police officer, or some outrage thing in the United States happened? You understand what I'm saying? But we don't talk about what the crucial thing is, which is also the Black on Black crime against one another. Everyone in this world, even the white people, the Beckys, see that we're destroying ourselves, right? When we talk about racism, we're destroying ourselves because we are working against each other than working together. Why are we doing that? That's where we have to start from. We have to start
it takes one person
it does.
to be the to step forward and be like, this is what I'm doing. Do you understand what I mean? And like what I told Louis, I told CBC, I told everybody same thing. Like, I'm gonna step up and step out, and I'm gonna extend my hand to everybody. Do you understand what I mean? Like, when I'm ready, like when I have everything down pat, I'm gonna reach out. Like, I'm going to reach out, and at the end of the day, that's what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm sick and tired of this organization trying to pull me this way, this organization trying to pull me this way, but none of you guys are doing anything. You guys are not doing anything. You understand what I mean? So at the end of the day, I'll definitely be reaching out to you, your organization, and some others as well. But I just want to make sure, because we all know that Miss Stacey Carter is really, you're very organized. So I can't be coming to you with no foolishness. Me have to have the pan pee upon it up and
everyone knows that already.
Like what you would say, it has to make sense and not make sense, right?
Yeah, so, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what.
No, I know you're gonna be down, and your organization is gonna be down, but you want some type of organization where it's just like, okay, this is what we're doing, how we're gonna do it.
Yeah, we have to have a plan.
That's what I'm saying.
There has to be a straight plan. This is what I'm saying. At the end of the day, we're gonna, and then the same thing where, and it goes back to even now, right? You're saying that you're gonna step out and get it done. Do you feel like as a female, you're even taken seriously enough to bring forth that change, right? To even knock on all these organizations' door that you're saying, okay, you guys aren't doing enough, but here's a plan where I'm now going to drag you guys out instead of you guys pulling my left, pulling my right, right? We all come together in one room and we all now make this happen, right? How do you push forth that? And do you think that you being a female, because I know this whole female and male dominated, thing is always comes up, you being a female, you think that holds you back in certain situation when it comes to speaking up and people listening to you?
I'm not gonna lie to you, before I used to feel that way, but now I really don't. don't look at things like that. My voice is so big. I may be little, but my voice
Oh
is so
yes,
big.
we know. Trust me.
My voice is so big that you're gonna have to hear me. I don't care what it is. You're going to listen to me, and I will annoy you. And my thing is, you know, as my boy Femi told me, just be consistent. Once you're
Yes,
consistent, there's no way you
things will
guys
fall
can
into
deny it.
place.
Because
Yeah.
if I'm coming to you with a plan that I can tell you is going to work, and I'm not just going to do this by myself. Obviously, I'm going to get other organizations like yourself, but I'm also, what they haven't done is actually place youth to help. So I'm not just doing this based off of my knowledge and what I know. I'm also getting youth involved in what as well. So when we develop the plan and present it, it's youth that are letting you know, this is exactly what I want. Sorry, this is exactly what we want, how we're gonna do it, all these type of things. So being a woman, it's 2020. People have to get with the program. Listen, Michelle Obama to me made it seem like we can do anything we want as
Anything in this world.
thing in this world, and there's nothing that can stop us. And right now, like, some men are hanging on to their women because they know that, you know, without us there's no backbone. So at the end of the day, we have to step up. And I'm a tomboy too, you're a tomboy, so you know, like, just listen, bro. At the end of the day, I don't care if I'm a woman, I don't care if I'm small, I don't care if I'm black. That's not going to stop me from getting my word and getting things, getting our mission statement out there, and what we're about and what we want to do and how we're going to accomplish it. No, that's just going to make me work 10 times harder because you're doubting me, because I'm a woman and I'm black. At that, I know you're doubting me. So guess what? That's going to make me work 10 times harder to prove you wrong. That's it. That's all that I can do.
I agree. I completely agree. Let us know, honestly, with that project, what you're doing.
Oh,
We're
it's in the
excited
development.
just to hear about it.
The camera guy, I got the camera guy and everything. I'm just right now, because of COVID, it's hard to like try to get people in the same room and stuff like that. But I think I might, I was talking to Kevin, and we're probably going to do some Zoom. We're probably going to do a lot of Zoom,
Interviews,
Zoom meeting calls for now. So everyone feels comfortable. For us, obviously we'll be distancing ourselves. Hey, Chiffy, or whatever. But yeah, so trust me, you guys will definitely be a part of it. You know, one thing CBC asked me was, how did I feel about the protest that we did? And I said, to be honest with you, people may have looked at it. Other people may have said, oh, they didn't have that much people there, blah, blah, blah. But we did something that a lot of people had never done, which is bring the youth out. Yeah. No protest. If you look at protests, it's all grown people. We actually brought the young people out on a Saturday to protest. Do you get what I mean? And to me, it's like, when I seen the people were protesting for George Floyd and all that type of stuff, I was asked by many people, are you going to go down there and protest? And this is also when the little girl they said that the police pushed her off the balcony or whatever, and everybody's going down there to protest. And I said, if I'm going down there, I'm going to go protest for police brutality. But when it comes to police brutality in Canada, it's not the same as America. Do you understand what I mean? And I feel like everybody jumps on the bandwagon when it's relevant and when it's trending. It was trending. Being at a protest was trending at the time. And it's just like, when DevelopMe Youth, Zero Gun Violence, City of, like, all these other organizations came together to protest. And when we were sending out, and remember, we had enough time. We were there promoting, doing all these type of things. None of you guys didn't want to listen to us. But now, because it's a trend and it's on social media and they're doing it over there in America, now you guys want to do it here. But you guys have to understand that we've been fighting for this same thing.
But that's when we're known as the small.
Yeah, you get what I mean? And it was just weird to me, because it was just like, they're like, oh, I seen a girl put a comment under Kevin's thing and was like, oh, you know, there's not even no organizations out here that protest or do any of the. I had to like,
no.
What are you guys
but
talking
this is
about?
what I'm saying. Even when you said in the beginning that our protest was small, right? To me,
Yeah.
that doesn't even matter because we had even politician nominees come out to speak there, right? It was big, and who needed to be there was there. Which was the youth, because that's who we were doing it for. That's who we were doing it for, was for the youth, and they understood it, and they were there, and that's what they wanted. They wanted their voice to be heard, right? So I believe that who we were doing it for was what's important, because like you said, and I think we talked about this earlier too, is that, you know, why is it that when something happens in the Black community, there's this outpour like, oh my gosh, this person died, and then it's all over social media, and then we're all running, you know, skipping, holding hands, you know, coming together, and then it dies down, and then that's it. But it doesn't die down for the youth. They're still experiencing it over and over and over again, right?
Yeah.
But then that's when we do stuff like that, we're looked at, oh, they're not big enough, they're not out there enough, right? So they're not known. But when it comes to stuff like that, then they're, oh yeah, let's follow them, let's do what they're doing. Glo said a whole barrel of worms when it comes to these protests, Chen. Laugh out loud, that water sipping, where's the tea? Yep. Glo, you're killing me right now. No, but it's true though. It's true. At the end of the day, it's a trend, and I get it. And I'm not saying that what the situation that happened wasn't dire. It was definitely dire, and it brought out a lot of racism tactics to show that this world was always what it was, because we all knew all of this that was happening already existed. We were just turning a blind eye to it. And even with all of this right now, I feel like, okay, so now it's come to light that there's a lot of racism within Canada. What are we doing about it? Oh, they're just now hiring, you know, Black managers or supervisor or more Black people within their
doing it just to do it,
just to make it seem like they're not racist. But they are. Regardless, they are. So what are we gonna do? How are we gonna change this? That's the thing, right? And the reason why we won't change is because we keep saying that we're gonna make change, and we never do anything. We just go back to the same thing, and they look at us and be like, see them, they just made their noise and did what they did, and then gone back.
It's, you know what, it's I get why a lot of people get discouraged sometimes, because it's like, you know, when you repeat yourself a million times, and it's just like you're talking to a brick wall. And I understand some people give up to that point where it's just like, I'm speaking to you, and it's like you're staring at me, but you're not nodding your head, but realistically you're not listening to me. You understand what I mean? So it comes with one of those things where maybe they're a little bit discouraged, but then, like what I said, it takes that person or those group of people, that collective, that little cluster, to keep standing up and keep fighting for it. Because once you keep fighting for something, there's nothing that they can't stop you after that. Like, you just got to be consistent, and you just got to be in people's ear. Just be a nagging person, and that's me.
I think that's what DevelopMe Youth is doing right now. We're knocking on everybody's door, trying to be consistent. Just be like, hello. Hello. And I'm telling you, like, honestly, it gets to a point where we're just like, okay, nobody's listening to us. Nobody's trying to help us. You know, we're bringing youth in. We're letting them know certain things that's happening. Like, we have youth that's actually speaking and telling them, and they're still not listening. So what else are we supposed to do? Where else are we supposed to go, you know? So, but the thing is, we're doing it ourselves. But one of the issues is we talk about collaboration, but we're unwilling to collaborate with each other. There's so many people in this city that can work together, that can make this city better, but we do not do it. And when we do it only for a time, which is beneficial to somebody's ends, to somebody's means, right?
And because a lot of these people do a lot of these things for money. They don't do it. Listen, my grandmother always told me, once you don't do something out of the kindness of your heart, like, it's gonna go left. You understand? If your heart, your mind, your body, your soul, and stuff is like that, is not in it, you can't force somebody to believe what you believe. You can't force somebody to want to help. You understand what I mean? It has to be in them. It has to be something that they want to do, and they can't do it forcefully, because if they do, they're going to do it half-assed, or they're not going to do it at all. You need somebody that believes in the same dream and the same thing you believe in. For instance, we believe in the same thing. Then we have another person that believes. That's, you understand what I mean? Heads like that, like glow. Me, you, glow. Right there is 3 peoples, and whoever else we add, whatever the case may be. You understand? All 3 of us. Oh, we're on the same page. We have the same agenda. We understand what it is. We understand what we want to do, and then we go on from there. You understand what I mean? So that's what needs to happen. In order for it to happen like that, that's what needs to happen. I can't look at my little cousin and say, hey, I need you to come and be a part of this organization. First off, if his mind is not into it, he's not going to want to do it. He's not going to give 150%. And I can't sit there and be mad at him because he doesn't want to, for not doing it, because his mind and his body, and that's not where his head is at. So I can't be mad at him. And that's what a lot of people are doing, is that they're saying, oh, well, you're supposed to. No, they don't have to do anything. Just because they work for the city of Toronto, the Boys and Girls Club, all these organizations, they don't have to do anything for anybody. A lot of these people are doing things for paychecks and not for the love of the money, for the love of what they do. If you take the money out the equation, like ourselves, who's been doing volunteer work with no pay, no nothing, hard work, whatever the case may be, you understand what I mean? If you take away the money from all of these people, especially a lot of these people who are getting paid $35, $40 an hour, who don't even know half of the youth names or anything, they just want that title of being a youth outreach worker and doesn't do anything. And then you have people like ourselves who are volunteers, who basically volunteer our time, our effort, all this type of stuff, and out of the love, we're going into communities. Why do you think the youth actually listen to us? It's not only because we look like them. It's because they know, and I keep telling people that these kids can tell an op from a mile away. They can tell when you're bullshitting. They can tell when you're just there for the money. They can tell all these type of things. So you coming in and trying to play key and try to do that fake love stuff is not going to work. It's not going to work. You understand? So we just have to find people that love what they do just as much as we do, and then we can take off. We can't just pull any and anybody anymore just for the numbers. We can't do that anymore.
No, because that doesn't work anymore. You have to know who is
a lot of organizations. No, that's what a lot of organizations used to do and still do.
They're still doing it to this day.
They do it for the numbers so that they can give out numbers and get 20, 30 grand. Oh yeah, there's 20 youth coming there when there's only 2. There's no youth coming to your program. You're lying. You get what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's one of those that love and understand and have the same goals that we do, and then cross, you know what I mean? We just gotta crawl before we walk. You know, sometimes you may have to go to the drawing board about 40 times, you know, and then the 41st, you know, and then the 41st, and then the 41st time that you the 41st time that you go now, boom, something magically happens. You understand what I mean? We can't expect things to change overnight, because we have to understand that things been going on for years, and people have their habits that they've been doing for years. So you kind of have to work with people. You have to work. You understand what I mean? You can't just.
Yeah, I get that. But if we want change, we have to be willing. Everyone has to be willing to meet somewhere in the middle, right? So if you're saying that, you know, you want to do this, or you want to help, and you want to, you know, make a difference, we can't sit here and be like, okay, we have to now work with every single person. We can't do that, because not every single, like you said, not every single person wants what we want, right? And there's a lot of people that's not willing to meet in the middle. It's like, yeah, we can partner, but it has to be done my way. But
no, we're not doing
working. That doesn't work.
It's our way. It's going to be
your way. The thing is, even we can see that your way is not working, because the youth aren't even coming to your programs. Like you said, the youth aren't engaging. They're not connecting. So your way is not working, period. You have to be able to meet in the middle and make something work, so that they're interested, that they have their voice, that they can speak up, so that they can do what it is to get them to the level that they need to develop them, to make sure that their brain, especially now in a time like this with COVID, where they're just inside, mentally, a lot of these youth are going crazy. A lot of these youth are going crazy because they're home. They're going through a lot of stuff, especially being home with now families that they weren't home with before. You know how much of them is going through some things?
When they were able to leave and go to after school programs and be away from mommy and daddy for a couple more hours before they have to go home. Like now it's like I'm stuck in the house. Like I wake up, I'm in the house doing virtual school, and then boom, I turn around, mommy's there. Boom, turn around, daddy's there. Boom, my sister's there, my brother's there. Like there's no escape, and that's gonna like every day. That's a everyday thing. Like you know what I mean? And we just have to do better, bro. Like what I said, everyone just needs to put their ego aside, put their pride aside. Who gives a damn how long you've been doing this? That's what people fail to understand. I don't care if you've been doing it for 40 years and I've been doing it for 5. You know, you always want fresh minds. Like there's nothing wrong with getting a little, you know,
that's
insight.
one of the problems right now too.
And that's the thing is that these organizations, yeah, a lot of these organizations, like, you know, and I peeped that even when I was working with you, like I peeped that game, like when they were looking down at us, like they're looking down at DevelopMe Youth, like, oh, you guys are just starting out. Yeah, but we're getting numbers. Like we're actually getting youth to our programs. Like we had programs, like we had, like, you understand, like we're doing things, and they don't like to see that. They don't like to see that young, fresh, you know, hard black, you know, like they don't like that. Successful black women are coming in here and they think they know everything type stuff. No, it's not that we think we know everything. We're just here to add to what you guys have.
What you guys are doing. Yeah.
Yeah. But to them, they look at
There's
it like
nothing wrong in being in the same room. There's nothing wrong in helping the same people. At the end of the day, we're trying to get the same outcome, is to ensure that the job is being done and it's being done properly. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's it. That's it.
There's nothing wrong with that. Okay, Brooklyn. So with that, do you have anything coming up apart from the video that you're going to be doing?
I don't even know if I can say that. But I'm about to be a brand ambassador. I'm a brand ambassador for Grand Slammers, OK Drip, and my another one, but I can't say it yet until she's finished with the documents, I guess. I'm actually hosting a pageant on Sunday, Miss Africa teen pageant on Saturday. Sunday. Tomorrow. Yeah, it's a teen pageant, Miss Africa teen pageant on Sunday. Other than that,
what's the ages for the teen pageant?
I believe it's like 13 to I think 19 or 21.
Yeah, that's really good. Like stuff like that should be, you know, circulated around the community. I'm sure a lot of teens.
Yeah,
a lot of teens probably didn't even know about it.
No, I didn't even. To be honest with you, the lady hit me up last week and was like, "Hey, Brooklyn, you know, I wanted to know if you can host this pageant for me." Yeah. Like, okay. And, you know, because I was Miss Caribbean, so they were like, "Do you want to host it?" I was like, "All right, copy." Of course, like obviously, I would want to host it and stuff like that. But other than that, like what I said, I'm working on that project. What I told you about. I'm also working on my own documentary for my life story as well. Yeah, I work at a foster home now. I'm a manager at a foster home, so I'm really excited about that.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you. I've been working since March there. It's amazing. I work with a 17-year-old and it's amazing, and they are allowing me to be more hands-on. I feel like when I was working with the city of Toronto, I wasn't able to connect with the youth the way that I wanted to. So them giving me that leeway to be like, Brooklyn, take the wheel, do it. It's actually working and they love it. And they want me to work with some more youth. So that's a good look. Yeah. So
what you want.
But yeah, other than that, I'm just trying to work within my community and try to help out as much as possible. I got a couple skits with Femi. I'm going to be doing some skits with Femi and stuff like that. A couple some music and stuff. You know me. Girl.
Yeah, I'm always working all over the place.
Yeah, I'm always working, man, because at the end of the day, man, I tell people all the time, I'm trying to make sure my dad retires and my aunt, I'm trying to get her out of these, you know what I mean? We're not in the trenches anymore, but, you know, I'm trying to make my family feel comfortable and I want to leave back a legacy. I want to leave a legacy. I don't want to just leave any and anything, you understand? And I want to be that positive role model for my little cousins, for them to understand that, hard work does pay off. Doesn't matter how old you are, what it is, like you put your mind to something, you can get it accomplished, period. Doesn't matter if you're a girl, a guy, black, white, doesn't matter. Just put your mind to it and stick to it.
Awesome.
Yeah, be consistent.
I love that. Congratulations on all your endeavors, girl. You deserve everything that you're getting right now and what you are getting into, whoever's calling right now and the things that you're doing. I'm so happy for you. Continue
Thank you.
doing what you do for the community. Continue using your voice.
Like I always
When
wanna,
you
honestly,
you're good one where you can't talk soft and nice, and then you're loud and ratchet one where you can't.
like I cannot listen. Everybody asks me to continue doing my. Literally, people message me and be like, "Brooklyn, can you talk about this?" Blah blah blah. If you guys have any topics you guys want me to discuss, I will do it. I'll rant about it, whatever. But the thing about that, I was saying to people that people came to me and they're like, "Yo, I love you're so authentic. Like you don't hold nothing back." And
yeah, it's raw. That's what we need.
No, but people to understand, those takes are literally one, like whatever I feel at that moment, I'm saying it. And I don't even, one thing I learned from Femi and Dookie and these guys that, I look up to and stuff like that, they always told me, Brooklyn, don't think about it. Just do it. Just press it. Yeah. And to be honest, since I've been pressing it, as soon as I'm done the video, I upload it and I just shoot it. I don't worry about anything. Boom. People are actually listening. I even have man them
because you took that fear out of you. And
you're speaking facts.
Yeah,
Still, I have youth hitting me up. I have young girls hitting me up talking about, yeah, that's facts. Like, Brooklyn, I hear you still, blah 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 blah. Yeah. And it's just like, trust me. I tell people all the time. I don't care if it touches one person, 10 people. As long as you guys are listening to me, people are now sharing my stuff. So it's like now other people are getting to hear it. So I'm just like, I'm going to continue, like what I said, I'm going to be the voice of the young people. I'm going to be the voice of our people and keep speaking. That's what God put. I feel like God put me here to change, to change lives and to be the voice of the people. And he put me here to do a job, and I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. And, and if I can do that with my friends and my peoples around me and bring them with me as well, I'm going to do that. So, hey.
And that's what you've been doing. So continue doing it. Like I said, you're speaking truth. You're being raw. You're being authentic, and you're bringing out who you're supposed to be, right? And that's what people are connecting to. A lot of people don't do that. They do this whole skit before they even go on live and all these things before they do the whole live thing. Like me, this is why I'm doing the Let's Talk, because it's raw and authentic. Anybody can come on here and just say whatever it is that they want to say and be whatever they want to do. We don't always have to talk about what's going on in the community.
Come on here with lashes. I thought you were gonna come on here.
Oh no, girl, me, no.
Me beard, everything. I unwrap my hair. I come on here. I see you in head tie. You know what? I turned to my little cousin and I said, "Yo, bro, why didn't I keep my bonnet on? Like, why didn't I do that?" Like, why didn't I do
that? Let's talk. We're being real and authentic, talking about so many different things. It doesn't matter about who looks or what.
Oh yeah. I also have to tell you about a new podcast that I'm a part of as well. It's called Combo Plus Tax, where we talk about various topics in the city, hitting every angle that we're hitting: fashion, we're hitting entertainment, sports, gossip, everything, entrepreneurs and stuff like that. And
so where can everyone find that? Like if they want
to Combo Plus Tax. If you guys can follow us on Instagram right now. Our page is being developed, so please, guys, don't try to come there and be rude. we're
when you're rude, right? Only you can be rude, right?
No, I'm mean. Feel rude. I'm just joking. Every Thursday we'll be recording, but I'll let you guys know exactly the dates that we'll be dropping it. But look out starting next week for new content. That's starting Monday. We should have we're going to have like motivational Mondays, talk the things Tuesdays, shout out, support Wednesdays, where we're going to support entrepreneurs, young businesses, anybody of that nature, like yourself, like Lowe's, like Grand Slammers, all these.
We got 20 minutes, girl, 20 minutes. 20 seconds, 20 seconds, 15
seconds. I have 20 seconds?
30 seconds. So thank you for coming by. Let's Talk will be next week because I'm a week behind. So Let's Talk will be next week. We have Wolf the Alpha coming on to talk about various topics.